Hello, this is Ghost-like. In this video I'm going to show you how to set up the WebUI defaults and clean up the setup script so your prompting experience is more comfortable. We'll also do some serious prompting. Here I am just using the GPU starter script to grab an instance. If you are not familiar with this, check out one of my earlier videos. I got an instance very quickly this time around. This isn't too unusual. I'll go into the notebook quickly. This time around, instead of the usual Paperspace console, we will go into the JupyterLabs notebook. Click on the bottommost icon here. Right now I'm just looking at the variables. I think that the batch size error 8 from the previous video could have been because of the mid-run setting, so I set it to false. I also set the pip cache directory to what is recommended. This wasn't here before and it may help the huge download times in the future. I ran the first 3 cells here. Right here is where I entered the JupyterLabs notebook instead of staying in the console. When you minimize a section, you can get rid of all the cells inside it at once. I test it out here and you can see that clicking on the can icon while it is still open just gets rid of the title. Now that we have cleaned up the script file so you can just run the first 4 cells without needing to scroll to 50 of them and having to think of what to run and what not, let me show you how to set the UI defaults. We need to edit the UI config.json file in the WebUI directory. The easiest way to do this is to just use the nano text editor from the terminal. It took a while, but now we can finally go into the WebUI. Just click on the public URL. And we're in. I'll do some light prompting just to check if things work. I mentioned earlier that the progress bar in the UI can be wonky at times, so you can also track the iterations in the cell output. And these ghosts are nice, right? They are not masterpieces. That will come near the end of the video, so like and subscribe. But if I hadn't done my avatar in Blender, I could have used Stable Diffusion to make it. In my experience, the UI often breaks, and when you restart it, you need to manually set the values all over again. So it is good to know that you can set it in the UI config.json file. In particular, you'd want to set the default batch size value to 9 and increase its maximum to 16 in both text to image and image to image. A maximum of 8 is just too low, because it leaves one empty in the 3x3 grid. I want to show it in this video, but when you are doing tiled upscaling, you'd want to set the batch size to 9 in image to image, as it will do the upscaling in a single pass. That will make it twice as fast. I like this ghost, so I'll try to upscale it with a latent upscaler, but it won't really work. I'm going to be changing the settings one by one. I'll first change the default resize mode to the latent upscale. You'd want to have the UI opened for this, as it makes knowing which values to change easier. Explaining all these settings will take too long, but these are what I found to be good. Note that I have forgotten the default width and height at this point in time. I'll do that later in the video. In order for the changes in the config file to take effect, you need to restart the cell. To do that, interrupt the kernel and run it again. At times, it can be a drag to keep looking at the cell output, so what I like to do is separate it out in its own tab. I should have done this earlier, but just now I've saved the script with Ctrl+S. And that way the cells we have erased and the changes we made to the settings will persist to the next time we run the notebook. As I finished editing the config file for now is the time to try out the UI again. Since I've closed the window and restarted the notebook, I need to go into the console again to get one of the images that I made previously. I'll try putting the ghost image through the latent upscaler to see what comes out. I've realized that I forgot the width and the height in the image to image, so I'm fixing it here. I have to change some settings in the WebUI as well, otherwise it will overwrite the width and the height with that of the original image. It's this setting here. I'm mostly using the latent upscaler, so this is really annoying, but it is useful if you are using the tiled upscaler. I also forgot to remove the anything with via E, but let's just save this here and move to the upscaling. Finally, everything is in place and I can start the upscaling. I am speeding this up by 10 times, so you viewers don't need to wait. Here it is. I don't like the latent upscaler results. I like the simplicity and the peacefulness of the original. The original ghost looks sleepy, but the other two are either stoned or angry. So what I will do is try the Gain Anime Upscaler in the Extras tab. For a simple image like this, that upscaler is ideal. The Anime Upscaler can be used to upscale anime-style images. It can also be used to push realistic images towards the anime style. The way the real SAR Gain upscalers work is that they upscale the image by 4x and then downscale it. This works better than just upscaling it by 2.5 times. I like this sleepy ghost, so I'll save it. I just wanted to do this to demonstrate how the Gain upscaler works. I'll explain the tiled one in a future video. At this point, we've covered all the fundamentals. In this and the past videos in the playlist, you have everything you need to start your own prompting journey. Now that I've covered all the necessities, in the future videos we can have some fun actually generating great art and imagery. If you found this useful, please like and subscribe. It keeps me from becoming an actual ghost. The video is not over yet though. Please enjoy this time lapse to the relaxing sounds of music.
you.